we just got rained on all night. This place is just a swamp. I'm afraid to go out there. I'm sure the chickens are swimming. I watched a podcast a couple of days ago with I won't name it because I'm going to kind of be critical of this, but two guys, one very famous, very popular podcaster, and another guy who's one of these YouTube, who's an intellectual, highly educated, and has done great things. I'm not knocking that respect, but you'll notice a lot of the majority of these intellectuals we have on the internet, they're all from the left. They're all 6-7 years ago would have been proud card-carrying liberals voting for Democrats, hating on the Trump thing and the MAGA and all that, open border, save the planet, all this kind of stuff. But these ones have seen the light. Okay, they've seen the light. COVID did this. COVID exposed them to, hey, there's something else going on here. Okay, so we can be thankful for that. But you still, I did a video on this before, whether you're left or right, it's usually how we're wired. Okay, education has an environment has a little bit to do with it, but it's basically how you're wired. Most of these intellectuals that we see, the Petersons and all that, they're all from the left. But they're dealing with it because their eyes have been opened. Now, how far are they? This podcast was talking about the illegal immigration / invasion. And this guy spoke about why the border's why they're pouring through the border and all this kind of thing, through our southern border. Although the guy said because this is why he's from the left. He could not knock the immigration part. These people are just looking for a better life. But inside there's some invasion of bad people coming in. So he really threaded it to be sympathetic to these people because he's from the left. He has to. That's the way they're wired. But what angered me is here we have a podcast that millions are going to watch. You shared all this. You have a guy who's from the left, an intellectual, recognized, who it basically took him 2 hours to explain why this invasion is happening, who the bad guys are behind it, maybe why they're doing it, this sort of thing, what the outcome might be, and how we need to stop this. It took him 2 hours. And that's all fine and good. But there are many people who could have done it in about 6 minutes. And they've been doing this for 30 years. Could have explained the situation for 30 years, easily. First time I ever heard about Big Brother or any of this kind of stuff, we didn't call it prepping back then. We didn't call it SHTF or none of that. I was 11 years old. Okay, I had a family member that's really big in all this stuff that we would call prepping today. And although he did not care, he was wealthy, but he took a lot of heat for it. A lot of people didn't want to be around him. A lot of people made fun of him. He was maligned. But with his attitude, he didn't give a rat's behind. Because he was my uncle. That's that kind of guy. He didn't care. He'd rather have it was just that kind of guy. But I knew a lot of people like that who took a lot of heat for warning people of what might come, what may be coming. And they were laughed at, they were ridiculed. They were, then they got labeled tinfoil hat wearing conspiracy theorists, and just treated badly. And granted, some of them might have deserved it, kind of crying wolf or whatever the deal is. But this was a genre, a class of people that was to be not touched for making these warnings, okay? Easily 30 years, as far as I can remember. You were a whack job if you fell into this stuff. But now here it is, 2024. We've got someone who easily would have ridiculed a prepper years ago, in my opinion, I believe so. would have ridiculed a prepper or any one of these survivalist type people or whatever, is now on the stage making the same warning, although stretching it out to 2 hours, which is totally unnecessary. This person is making the same warning and being heralded as a, oh gosh, thank God this guy's speaking up. Oh, how this, and this person, this specific person I'm speaking of, has taken a lot of heat for their position. And I can appreciate that, because I'm not trying to be critical of this person. But it's just interesting. Well, it angers me that for so long, people that were preppers, people that gave warnings of this country's losing its sovereignty, specifically at the border, and all these things, were laughed at and maligned for decades. And now all of a sudden, liberal intellectual steps up, and many of them do, and oh hey, this is this is a warning. We need to do something now. Where have you people been? And all the crap they flung on a genre of people that have been making this warning forever. And it wasn't until COVID that their eyes got open, and now it's a dinner table conversation, and people are this, that, and the other thing. When most of these people were brutal to the preppers just a few years ago. But I'm watching this video to see how far it goes. It's 2.5 hours long. And I said, I know rednecks living in a trailer like myself, 10 years ago could have explained this in 5 to 6 minutes. And then would have been ridiculed. Because they did. I watch videos like that. I've not seen people do this forever. Here's what's happening. And people don't forget. When Obama was being selected, whatever you want to call it, the Minutemen. That was a big deal at the border. Oh my gosh, these people are racist. They're selling. No memory. We have no memory. But it just angers me that a group of people that has specific warning, their own gospel, let's say, are evangelizing that we need to do something here, specifically to save this republic, so to speak, had to take so much crap and so much heat to where many of us would just not speak on it, or only to select groups like we do here. And now it's really, I believe, by the same people that made fun of us are now taking on the position of, hey, we got to do something here, man. This is crazy. We got to change this, change that. We're being overrun, and where the heck have you people been? Now, my belief is it's just too little, too late. Take all the praise you can get for pointing it out, but you guys are way too late, and you were part of the problem because you just didn't listen before. Anyhow. The intellectual takes 2 hours to explain. Some redneck in a trailer could have did in 4 or 5 minutes. Funny how things change. Love you. God bless.